Aloha mai kako, ke aloha mau tengan, with this quick tip in terms of how to increase your productivity. How to do so by just simply being. Now, for this exercise, we're going to go into 3 different stages. One is going to be through a simple breath pattern called coherence breathing. Secondly, we're going to go into an area where we're going to allow a mind flow, and that's going to be basically letting all the things that are coming through us come out onto some paper. Lastly, we're going to organize that in a way that allows us to be more intentional and focused. Now, today is February 1st when I'm making this video, and I do this process every month. And so to prepare for it, you want to have a pen. You want to have at least 4 different color papers. I've got purple. Now, this is going to be for my intrapersonal focus. This is all the things that I'm focusing upon for me. I have light green, which is not obvious in this light, but I have light green, and that's going to be all the things for my interpersonal relationships. And I'll talk about some of this as well. But those are going to be the things that are most focused upon other people. Blue is my professional, things that are focused upon my business. Yellow is for community, and that's going to be things in terms of my participation in community activities. And I just have one extra just in case, and that's pink. Now you want to have at least 4 of these sticky notes, so go ahead and grab them first. I'll wait. Okay, welcome back. Now what we're going to be doing is, now that we've got our pre-set equipment ready and materials ready, we're going to go into a simple breath pattern which is called coherence breathing. Okay, so get yourself into a comfortable position and go ahead and close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, I want you simply to breathe. Slow things down. And as you breathe, I want you merely to become aware of any sounds that you hear. Perhaps the birds outside. Perhaps the white noise of the city. Whatever it is that you are able to discern, just know that everything is a part of this experience. Next, just allow yourself to feel the temperature, the humidity, perhaps the stirring of air around you. Become aware of any smells, essential oils diffusing, perhaps the smell of food or fragrance. And just notice now that your breathing has actually slowed. Just becoming more aware of this very moment. Allow yourself to connect with any sensations that you are experiencing within. Feeling your own natural biorhythms. That of your body. Coming into a more settled and centered state. And now, quietly within inside of yourself, merely ask, in my highest and best interest, for the greater good, what can I focus upon this month that is both fulfilling, meaningful, and desired in this moment now. And just let that question hang. to simply be. As we now become aware once again of our body, our feet and our ankles and legs, all the way up through our thighs and into our hips, our abdomen and torso, our fingers, hands, arms, and shoulders, all the way up through our neck, through the entirety of our head and totality of our body. Breathe out, allowing all air to expire from your lungs. As you now breathe in, slowly, deeply, fully, this breath, this intention for clarity. Hold. Exhale, heavy with a sigh. And when you feel ready, please feel free again to open your eyes. All right, welcome back. Now we're in this state of centeredness, of coherence, and this is a terrific place to really shift our focus now. And what we're going to be doing, well, at least what I like to do, is I like to set all of these things up here on my board, and this varies every month. You can see it's pretty depleted, so I've gotten through a number of things in January. I use this to be able to help here, which is my task board. These are all the things in terms of what I call flow management that really help in terms of being able to identify how to best be very intentional with our energy. Now, we're going to start off with us. So the purple is by far the most depleted of the bunch. It's all right, I got backup. And we want to start here. Now, give yourself just about a minute. You can set a timer and you can just write down everything that comes into mind, comes into heart, and be able to identify that. Now, I've got a few things that are still left here that I have, and I'm going to focus intentionally in terms of, again, posing to ourselves, highest best interest and for the greatest good. What is it that I can most intentionally focus upon now for myself? Okay? Give yourself 1 minute and begin. Ooh. Okay, time's up. Now that was a minute. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take all of these guys right here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, and I'm going to place it up onto the board. Now, the board over here, as you can see, is just simply all of this. Now, all of this that's up here currently, I'm going to move down because these are things that I hadn't finished nor completed all the way through the month of January. So these are the leftovers. Now, that makes it a priority for this month. That's slightly off colored, and that's fine. However, I want to put all these up here now, as we can see, as part of the projects or intentions, however you want to formulate it, for the month of February. Ta-da! It's restocked. Bring that down here. Okay, good. Now, what we're going to do is that same process for the other aspects. Now, again, that purple for me is what I call intrapersonal. Now, this is all the things that's specific for me. I'm doing it for me and nobody else. Secondly, we're going to go to interpersonal. Now, that's my green. Now, interpersonal can be for the things that I'm doing for others. They can be for the boys, for example. That can be for friends, for example. That can be for your partners, for example. What are some of the things that you want to focus upon and be more intentional about this month with your inner circle, if you will? Okay, 1 minute. Begin. And sometimes you just need to refresh, so breathe into your chest again, coming back to that centered spot. Okay, take a moment. Now again, we're going to be putting all of this up. I'll do this a little bit more quickly, as you can see right there. Okay, next, light blue goes into professional. So what are the professional things in terms of career, job, so on and so forth that you want to be focused and intentional upon? 1 minute, starting now. Okay, I ran out of paper, so let's say that was a minute. I got all these again, so these all go up, and don't really, when you put it up, just put it up. You can organize it in whatever way is most meaningful for you afterwards. We just want to get these up and out. Out of our head helps because once it's out onto paper, then we can actually start to do something with it. All right, let's get it up and up and up. Definitely looks like February is going to be a busy month. Full flow, baby, full flow. Okay, lastly, community. Now this can be anything in terms of community relations, things that you support, things that you're active with. Now we're going to do, again, 1 minute of stuff, beginning now. Okay, not as much on this one, and that's fine. We often find ourselves participating in different areas and arenas a little bit more than others. However, we're going to get it up onto the board. Okay. And there we go. Now we've mind flowed, right? Kind of like brainstorm. We've mind flowed now areas in terms of what we're going to be focusing and more intentional upon within our intrapersonal things we're doing for ourselves, our interpersonal things that include others, our inner circle, going into professional things that are related to career, job, service, and then aspects in terms of community. Now, I did say have those 5 pieces of paper because what we can also do is sometimes you just got other stuff. You know, maybe it doesn't fall necessarily neatly into any of those categories. This last piece of paper, this last color can be anything that you want it to be, okay? And so we're gonna do 1 more minute. Anything that comes up, if nothing comes up, terrific, because then that's less to do. However, if there is anything that comes up, let's give ourselves 1 more minute and let whatever come up, come up. Ready and begin. Okay, 1 minute done. Now, these are, again, things that don't necessarily neatly fall into any of those 4 categories. And maybe they do, maybe they're just, they didn't come to mind at the time. And that can go here in our last column. And now the mind flow, which we just did, getting centered, that place of being, and then actually doing these lists help out to flush things from our head. Now, we don't always get all of it. So one of the things that we want to do is allow some time to just look at all of this here and to see what it is if we missed anything. So spend, again, the next minute just reading through your lists. And as we read through the lists, then one of the things that we want to do is identify what feels, not necessarily what we think, how we feel about it, and not necessarily just feeling within our heart, down into our gut, okay? I like to read through it, going through bit by bit. You can do it aloud or quietly. Sometimes something doesn't feel right, or we have something that is repetitious. Now, whatever that is, we want to be able to just look at it, be able to identify what goes where. Now, this board is something else entirely. We'll do another video for that. However, that's done, that's there. We do want to identify what those are, make any minor adjustments, and know that this is a living, breathing, dynamic board that can always be adjusted. However, for now, I'm feeling pretty good about this. One of the things that you can also do is, coming back down, muscle test it. And so one of the things that I like to do is to confirm, all right? So muscle testing, as we've done before, you take your anchor, you take your testing. I'm going to do this opposite for what you're seeing. And then you anchor it, your dominant hand, okay? Your dominant hand is going to be your anchor. Your non-dominant hand is going to be your testing hand. So we calibrate, show me a yes, show me a no, show me a yes, show me a no. My highest and best interest and for the greatest good, have I completed the tasks, projects, for the month of February, or whatever month you're in, on this board? Is there anything that my highest best interest and for the greatest good, is there anything that I have not, or I have forgotten to place onto this board? The highest best interest and for the greatest good, is this board complete now? Okay, so I like to confirm things as well. With my intuition, I like to use something that just feels right, and that kind of comes into the gut, kind of test it in terms of what I'm feeling within my heart, any energy that I have upon that, and then finally I like to apply my head. So I've confirmed it in terms of that aspect of my intuition. I've gone through the process in terms of feeling what I feel in terms of checking out the board itself, and finally what we want to do is just then be able to arrange it. Now this you can do in whatever way you see fit. I like to look at what's here, and I like to use what is most urgent and what is most important. And I'll put what's urgent down towards the bottom, and then whatever is more important kind of going up from there. So that's something that you can do on your own. I feel like this is a good place in terms of what we've gotten done so far. A very complete board for the month of February, or whatever month you happen to be watching this in. That is it for now. I will link those parts in terms of both the muscle testing as well as the coherence breathing pattern on their own as exercises that you can incorporate into your everyday life. That's it for now, though. Love and aloha. Take care. And ahui ho.